If you've ever wanted to learn how you can subtly elicit a response that you want from a person without being pushy, without being coercive, without being manipulative, and without being obnoxious, then sit down and stay tuned, because in today's video, I'm going to share with you a very simple hypnotic language pattern that does just that. Hey guys, my name is Paul Masetta, and I am a researcher in the field of human communication. So if you like learning about things like human communication, influence, persuasion, NLP, salesmanship, human psychology, then go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel. So let's jump right into today's video. Today's video is about something called conversational postulates. Now, I know that might sound like a mouthful and it might sound like something really fancy and complicated, but it's not. Conversational postulates are just simply questions that subtly elicit a desired response from the listener that ultimately move them toward the belief that you want them to have about something. So, when do you want to use this? Well, you want to use this when there is a certain belief or an outlook or an opinion that you want your listener to have about a specific topic, and you want to subtly start beginning to get them to formulate that belief, opinion, or outlook, but you don't want to just shove it down their throat. So instead of making a direct statement where you're telling them outright and overtly how beneficial this new opinion, outlook, or belief may be, instead you tie a thought that they are already having to that belief through the form of a question. So here's an example. I help online business owners separate themselves from their competition by differentiating how they serve their customers through a unique approach, system, framework, whatever it may be. Now, the reason why this is important is because just as important as your ability to help people with your knowledge, with your wisdom, with your expertise, is your ability to differentiate yourself from your competitors, especially in today's day and age where almost everybody is becoming a thought leader, an expert, an author, a coach, a consultant, whatever it may be. So it's super important for online business owners that are in those spaces to differentiate themselves. And so once I explain all of the negative things that they will experience by not differentiating themselves, so in other words, I may paint a picture for them that shows them that they could have all this knowledge, wisdom, and expertise, but they're never going to be able to monetize it because they're simply blending in with every other person that's making the same promises as them. Maybe their website looks like everybody else's. Maybe their methodology sounds very generic and it sounds like everyone else's. And so people just kind of ignore them. They don't pay attention to them, and they certainly never do business with them. Well, then when I explain the benefits that come with differentiation, then I would use the conversational postulate where I would say, can you see how much of a game changer differentiation is for your business? And now the person is going to agree with me and they're going to say, yes, I see what a game changer differentiation is, aka what a big benefit differentiation is to helping me move the needle in my business. Another example of this is if I was teaching somebody a specific workout and I wanted to highlight the importance of hydration during the workout. Well, what I could do is I could put them through a workout while they're dehydrated, and then the next day I could get them fully hydrated, put them through a workout, and then when they see and feel how different the workout is and how much better they feel when they're hydrated, I could use a conversational postulate by saying something like, Do you see how much better you feel when you work out hydrated? And of course, because the person experienced a positive benefit to being hydrated during the workout, they're going to agree with that question. Now, here's where this becomes really powerful. Instead of just randomly using conversational postulates about all sorts of different things in a conversation, what you want to do is use them in one context and use them to support one overall belief or opinion that you might have. So, for example, if I wanted to instill the belief in someone that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is beneficial, well, I would start thinking of all of the different types of benefits associated with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So one benefit is obviously self-defense, right? The ability to defend yourself. Another benefit to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is fitness, right? Because if you train, it's a form of exercise. It's both aerobic and anaerobic. So in most cases, you're going to get in shape if you train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If you change nothing else, but you start training consistently, you're going to lose weight. Another benefit of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is the ability to stay calm under pressure. Another benefit to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is the ability to strategically think while you're in some sort of chaos, because once you get to a certain level, the chaos of the situation no longer affects you like it does when you first start training, and instead you now have this ability to almost start planning and playing chess in the middle of this grappling exchange that you're having with someone else. So if, again, I wanted to instill the belief, the outlook, the opinion in someone that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is beneficial, I would explain all those things to them. And then I would say something like, do you see how beneficial Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is? I mean, like, it's going to give you the ability to stay calm under pressure. It's going to give you the ability to strategically think, even in times of chaos. It's going to probably help you lose weight and get in shape. And most importantly, it's going to give you the ability to defend yourself. So can you see how, like, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is like having a superpower? And of course, the person's going to agree with me. It's almost impossible to not agree with that statement. And so now what I've done is, instead of making constant direct claims about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I just make the claims about the benefits and the outcome of it. And then I ask them to reaffirm and to reassure that, so that they feel like they are coming up with the belief, the opinion, and the outlook on their own. Because remember something, people hold on very closely to their thoughts, beliefs, and outcomes and outlooks on life, and they don't ever want to feel like you're pushing your thoughts, beliefs, and outlooks on them. They always want to feel like they're coming up with those things on their own. And conversational postulates enable you to do that by asking thought-provoking questions that lead them closer to the belief that you want them to have. Guys, if you enjoyed the content that I shared in this video, it actually comes from my book, The Black Book of Hypnotic Language Patterns, where I share 101 patterns just like the one I shared today. I will put a link in the description of this video if you want to go check it out. And if you enjoyed this content, give me a thumbs up. I would love to hear your feedback if you've used this, if you haven't used it, if you have questions about it. And if you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing. And if you do, hit that bell notification so you get updated when I release more videos like this.